Hey guys, this is Leah with Scott Leroy Marketing, and in today's tip video, I'm going to show you how you can create templates in your DocuSign Rooms account. Okay, so these templates can be uploaded into DocuSign. They will need to be added as a PDF, and then you're able to add fields, pre-fill in the fields if you would like to, and assign signature fields and initial fields to your clients as well. So those are automatically added when you go to use the template. Okay, so let's take a look at that. So to do that, we would need to, first of all, go to your DocuSign account. Now, if you are utilizing your DocuSign account through KW command, you would want to access that by clicking on Go to Transaction from your Opportunities Document section. Or if you have already created the opportunity and access DocuSign for the first time, moving forward, you can then go to realestate.docusign.com to log in right away. Again, that's realestate.docusign.com. But again, I just like to stress that the first time that you go to create a DocuSign room, you will need to do that by creating the opportunity first within KW command. If you have questions on how to do that, feel free to shoot an email to support@scottleroymarketing.com and we can point you in the right direction. All right, so first things first, from here, we actually need to switch over to the DocuSign e-signature account. So in order to do that, go ahead and click on it'll either be your headshot on the top right, or if you have not added that in yet, it might just be a circle with a little icon of a dude up there. All right, so you can click on that and we're switching to e-signature. All right, and feel free to pause the video if you're still working on signing in. Okay. And then once you pull that up, again, your headshot on the top right, switch to e-signature. Now, from the e-signature section, we're going to want to click on templates on the top of your screen. All right, so go ahead and click on templates from that top blue toolbar. All right, and this takes you over to the My Templates section of your DocuSign backend. And we'll want to go ahead and click on New on the very top left. So click on New, that big yellow button on the top left of your screen. And then we'll want to click Create Template. All right, so I clicked on New on the top left and then Create Template. So from here, you'll see an option to upload that. So the main fields that we have to fill in here, so starting from the top, I'm going to add in a working with real estate agents, which all clients have to sign here in North Carolina, okay, but this process will apply to any form that you upload here. So you can go ahead and name that at the top, and then we'll select the upload option. So click upload, right, and I have that saved on my computer here, so I can go ahead and browse my files and double click on the form to pull that PDF in right away. Okay, so that is a PDF. Now we will need recipients added in to this envelope in order to continue. So of course, since this is a template, you won't have the names or anything, right? We would just want those to be in general. Let's say buyer one. Okay, so as the role here, I'll go ahead and put in buyer one. I'm going to leave name and email blank, right? Because that'll depend on the transaction, of course. We're just creating a general template that we can use for every transaction, okay? Pull into every room. I'm going to add a buyer two as well. So I clicked on add recipients here and it gave me the second box. So I can add a role here of buyer two. Okay, so the roles need to be added in. Of course, if you need to sign the form or the agent on the other side, whatever the case might be, you can continue adding recipients. You can also put in a default email subject and email message if you would like to, but I'm good with that here, so I'm going to leave it and just go ahead and click next on the very top right. So I clicked on next on the very top right. And we'll scroll on down on the form to wherever we need to start adding information here. All right. So first of all right, and I do need to sign this as the as the agent. So I'm actually going to go back. So if for any reason you need to go back to edit what we just did, no worries. You can click on the back button on the top left here. I'm just going to add in myself real quick. So I'm going to add this in as, listing agent or whatever it would be. You can create this for the buyer side as well. Goodness, listing agent. Okay, and that'll be me. So I can go ahead and put in my information here to populate that. And then click next. Okay, so from here now we're going back down to where I need to sign. So anywhere that I would need to initial as the agent. So on the top left here, I'll go ahead and change that from buyer 1, buyer 2, right? These are all the roles on the top left. So I'm changing that to the agent role. I'm going to add initial box here. Okay, and so to add any fields here on the left-hand side, so first of all, you'll notice that the color here correlates to the role. So depending on which role you pick from here, that'll change the color of the field on the left-hand side. Okay, and all we did to add the field was simply click on the field on the left-hand side. It'll start following your mouse so you can drop that right away. Okay, so this information right here will be the same on every, form that you fill in. All right, so what you can do if that information is the same for every form that you pull into your DocuSign Room, we can go ahead and fill that information out. So I'm changing that back to my role, right, on the top left drop down. So now I can add in some fields here. So let's say I would like a text box here. Let's do the name field here. We got the full name. So I'll populate in your name as the agent. All right, I want to go ahead and add in my license number, my firm name, and the date. Okay, so again, as you can see, I'm just clicking on the field on the left-hand side and clicking to drop it on the actual form. So now I'm going to go ahead and change the license number. I'll go ahead and put in my license number. For the firm name, I'll go ahead and type that in. So however I'd like that to display. All right, if it is too long, to fit in that box, because the box is very small off default, no worries, you can use the little dots on the bottom of the fields here. Let's see if I can get this to work properly. So you'll see the little dots. You can move your mouse over those dots and you'll be able to click and drag to make that bigger, smaller, and so forth. And then you can always resituate it by clicking on the outline of the box on the top or bottom here, and that'll allow you to drag and put that elsewhere on the form to line that up. All right, now I'll scroll down to the second page here. So I need to add in some information. So this is information that will apply about my clients here. So we have the buyer. I want the buyer's name to display. And buyer 1's signature to display. All right, so now this is for the second buyer. So I'm going to switch the roles on the top here and do the same thing. So we're adding name and signature. And I really like that it's color coded. It helps me really visually make sure that I am assigning, each of these fields to my respective clients. So I can see that, the yellow fields will be signed by buyer 1, blue fields, buyer 2. All right, we have a date here. All right, and we have some general information here. Again, that's the same for every single form that we bring in, right? My name, the agent's name, firm name, and license license number will always stay the same on every form that you pull in, right? So I want that to autofill, so I don't have to keep typing that in. Every second counts, right? So I'm changing that back to my color here, right? As the agent, I'll go ahead and add in, I want my firm name, I'll get my agent name and license number. One more text box here. We'll go ahead and fill this all in again. Right, now is to resize that, we click on the little dots on the bottom corners. All right. It seems to be a little fickle if it's overlapping another box, just a heads up, I'm coming to find. So sometimes I need to move that off of overlapping so I can resituate that. Okay. All right, so now that we are all good here, let's see, the buyer needs to sign this as well. All right, so once you're all done with laying all the fields here, you can then go ahead and save it on the top right. Okay, so we laid all the fields, fill in any fields that will stay the same for every transaction, and then click Save and Close on the top right. All right, and there it is. So there's my template that we just created. So now let's go over and actually put this into use. So in order to apply that to an actual transaction, I need to click on my name on the top right here. I'm sorry, my headshot on the top right. And we actually need to switch back to rooms, okay? DocuSign for real estate is called DocuSign Rooms, okay? It's your rooms account, just to make sense of that for you. So again, headshot on the top right, and then click on switch to rooms. And that'll switch your account back over to the real estate version. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the DocuSign room that I have to practice on this. It'll take me into the details. Just a heads up, we will want to have our client's information on the right-hand side here. So if it's not already, you can go ahead and click Edit on the top right. Then we can put in our seller's name and email address here. All right, so you'll want to do this whenever you have a DocuSign room so that your clients can sign. We need to tell the DocuSign room that seller 1 is this client. And then we have seller 2. So Ross and Rachel from Friends. All right. They are doing a Friends reunion. I just found out this week. Very excited about that. So that's exciting. And then we'll click Save on the bottom right. What's more exciting? Creating a template in DocuSign or a Friends reunion? It's really hard to say. All right. So once we have those details in, so we're telling our DocuSign Rooms account here, or room, who our clients are. So now let's apply that template. So instead of going to Documents, we're actually going on over to the Envelope section. So come on over to Envelopes here. We'll click New on the top right. All right, so I clicked on New on the top right of the Envelope section. And then it brings me in here where it gives me the option to use a template. So right here, I'll go ahead and click Use a Template. So from here, it'll show me any of my templates that I have, and I clearly need to clean some of those up. So I'll go ahead and select the template I would like to apply. So here's the one I created, and the date and time I created that, just to clarify which one that was, and click Add Selected. Great, so there's my template. As I scroll on down, I do need to add in the recipients here. So I'm going to select pre-tagged roles, so add recipients, pre-tagged roles. All right, so buyer 1, all right, I am selecting is this client here. And buyer 2, I'm selecting to be this client. And click Add Selected. Oh, and of course listing agent, that would be you. So now that we have all the clients assigned and ourselves assigned as a listing agent, we'll click Add Selected. I'll see their contact info here. You can add in an email subject and message here if you would like to. I'm just going to click on Next on the top right. All right, drum roll please. And now, as we scroll down, we should see the template that we brought in. So I can see right here, I will be able to sign as the agent, right? Remember that the color here in the top dropdown correlates to the fields here. And as I scroll down, I see that my clients would be able to sign this as well. Ross and Rachel here. I can even come on up to the recipient preview, which I personally like to look at before I send this off. So I like to click on recipient preview. And this is exactly what your clients will see when they pull up the form. Okay, so I'm viewing this as Ross specifically, my client Ross. So on the top left, you can control which client you're viewing that as. He'll be able to sign his field, so I can see which fields he can sign. So I know that he set it up correctly. Okay, and I can always view that on the top from an iPad or an iPhone view as well. And once I'm good with that, I can X out. So once I'm good with that, I'll go ahead and click on the X on the very top right here. And then I can simply click send on the top right. Okay, and that will send that off to your clients, right? That cut me some time there as I already had the fields added in and a lot of the contact information like my license number, firm name, and so forth already auto-populated, so I didn't have to fill that in again. Okay, so this is one use of the templates that you can utilize in your DocuSign account right away to help save you time. If you have any questions on that, please let us know at support@scottleroymarketing.com. I'd be more than happy to help you through this. All right, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope this helped.